Maybe. But fear before seeing Jim, we have to see these young boys first. And there we go. First map is loading. Jagannatha is going to be your first map light. How do you like it in PvZ?
PvZ, it's a pretty good map for Skytoss.
For you, I should say.
Yeah.
Like, is there a map that is not good for Skytoss?
I don't think so. maybe Beckett Industries. Maybe Beckett Industries.
Anyhow, here we go. Map number 1, Jagannatha. In the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have the Peruvian-Italian player, currently teamless. This is Ryu.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Canadian Protoss, yellow representing Alpha X. It is TriGGeR.
Yo, Light, do you want some inside information?
Give it to me.
You know how in DreamHack there are now close qualifiers?
Mm-hmm.
And there are a few invited players already?
There are.
In Latin America, one of those invited players was Darkness.
Yes, and I saw his tweet, right?
Yes. So, because if you read the tweet, you know that Darkness cannot play.
Yeah.
Because he's a doctor and he has big things to do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He has to save lives instead of playing StarCraft.
He said he has an internship, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's this? Wait, before we get mad, look at this.
He's faking it. He's faking it.
Yeah, he's totally. And Ryu is not panicking. He's just sending one drone.
Wow, Ryu, the balls of this man. He only pulled a single drone and he calls TriGGeR's bluff.
Yeah, he was like, I don't believe you, mate. I don't believe you. Anyhow, so I was saying that is not gonna be able to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I just recently realized that the next spot in line for... Oh, I thought he was going to steal gas for a second. the next spot in line for the close qualifier was a tie between Paco Mike and Shakti.
Ah, okay.
Yes, and I know that they had to play one match to see who keep the spot.
Yes, it's Highbreaker series. Did they play out already, or?
Yes, they finish a little earlier when we were in the first series.
Ah. Okay. Predictions. It was a PvP. Shakti won, right?
Do you want to know the results?
Yeah. Let us know. Fill us in.
Paco Mike won.
Wow! What was it? Best of 3 or best of 5? What?
Best of 5. He won 3-2.
Ooh, ace match. I would expect nothing less. Amazing. It's I don't, was it casted? I can't imagine it was, right?
Not that I know of. Like, I know you want the replays
now. That's amazing. Wow, Paco Mike, honestly, I love that he is one of the invited players now. He's well deserving. He's been doing really well this year. He hasn't been playing as much as I would like in these tournaments, but yeah, it's great to see Paco Mike invited into the close qualifiers.
Yeah, with that, I think we have all the players that are invited to the main and close qualifiers.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, expect great things to see next week. Because that week is what DreamHack starts. The craziness starts like.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that's a really good thing for the Latin American scene, because now Paco Mike isn't going to be in the open qualifiers. Like, already one of the big scary Protoss players isn't there, and that opens things up for people like Ryu, for people like Neo. One less player to worry about. But again, like, there's still so many strong players in Latin America. Oh boy, it's going to be insane.
It is going to be insane. Speaking of insanity, mate, kind of quick tip base for TriGGeR.
Oh yeah.
And Armada is only starting.
Oh boy, so things have been a little bit more passive here. Obviously, we saw that TriGGeR was trying to fake out a cannon rush. It was dealt with. TriGGeR is also committing to Void Rays. He's working on his third Void Ray. Oh boy. Remember what I said about Skytoss?
Yeah.
Here comes the second Stargate. Oh boy. Okay, and what are the defenses looking like so far for Ryu? He does have a decent amount of queens, so he can push this away. I am a little bit concerned because his spores are set up to defend against oracles, not against void rays.
Yeah, but only 2 void rays so far. I don't think these initial void rays at least are going to do anything at all. Assuming Ryu reacts quickly with those queens, which I assume he does. He's a young boy, not like other players here.
Exactly. Like we're just gonna keep just taking jabs at Jim at this point. Which, boy.
I know, right? I mean, Sai is the guy who's older than Jim.
Exactly. Oh boy. Aye. Here we go. 1 queen already falls. There is enough energy for Transfuse. Gonna get it off. He does get the Transfuse off, and he will be able to push away these void rays, and that's so important because he needs to do this to protect his 4th base.
Yeah. In fact, I don't think TriGGeR saw the 4th base. Did he?
I think he may have seen the drone, but he hasn't seen the base itself.
Yeah, so everything's good so far. Meanwhile, back at TriGGeR's base, he's going for a lot of gateways, the Forge, a Robo. He's just trying to transition into a more ground-based army now that he has enough void rays.
Yeah, going to charge +1, which again, it does make a lot of sense. Typically, you do go for charge and some form of AoE to help support your Skytoss, whether that's Storm or Disruptors. It's kind of up to the players and what their preferred style is. So far, it looks like it is going to be Storm, though, as we do have a Templar Archives on the way. I say Storm, like he could just go straight, like, Charge the Archon.
Yeah, I was thinking actually Charge the Archon, because with this amount of void rays roaming out of the map,
Yeah, it would make a lot of sense. But we do see that TriGGeR is still committing.
Wait. Do you see the? Oh my God! Do you see the? Okay, he canceled it. I was just seeing Ryu had 2 bending nests on production.
Oh god.
I thought it was a misclick, and it was supposed to be the infestation pit now. I was looking for a second, like, no, Ryu, not again.
Not again. Thankfully, he does switch to his infestation pit. But when it comes to TriGGeR, we do see he's committing to Skytoss. He's going +1 flyer attack. He's working on Storm. He is turtling up on 4 bases with all his stack defense. Like, this is classic Skytoss. And
100%.
I've seen Ryu deal with this whenever Jim goes for it. I've seen Ryu go for like these very heavy like Hydra Viper styles, but it does feel like Ryu is a little bit late when it comes to that tech. Like he's investing a little bit more in roaches, which is surprising to me.
I wonder what he's trying to do with all those roaches at the moment, because TriGGeR doesn't have much of a grand army right now, and he's not building a lot of roaches actually. Oh no, Banelings managed to, but they destroy. I think they get no props here.
Yeah. TriGGeR, he was on point with pulling the workers away. He was able to save them all from those slow banelings. We do have a couple of more slow banelings on the way, so I feel like Ryu has been able to absorb some of like Jim's essence after beating him, and we do see like the slow bane run-bys.
I was gonna ask, what's up with everyone doing the slow banelings, like just push it, not like attack, just walking in, like, hey, excuse me, can you move aside, please?
Hey, they want to play like Rogue, okay? That's all they want.
Everyone wanna play like Rogue
now. Hopefully not. That would not be a good thing. I don't want that to happen to my ZVT. Don't take away my Lingbane meter. Oh god. But this is terrifying, mate. Third Stargate on the way. Fleet Beacon is done. There we go. Carriers are starting. And yeah, interesting. Ryu completely skipped Hydras. He's going straight into Spire.
So his counter to air is going to be at the end of the day Corruptors.
Yeah, I'm just worried he may be taking a little bit too long to get there. Like, ideally, you would already have, like, a decent anti-air army, but he just doesn't. He's just been relying on queens to defend so far. Oh my, and he's going for ultras.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, isn't that a meme that when you beat altar, the one who beat altar is loses? Something.
Ultras can be really good to defend. The problem is that like Ryu's throwing down a lot of tech. I don't know if he has enough money. Like, he needs a lot of time to get out Corruptors and Ultras, and I don't know if he has it. He also needs to get rid of all these Roach Ravagers. Oh, God.
Yeah, mate, he's just building Zerlings. Like, is he going to just trying to ram them all to the basis of TriGGeR and see if he gets a good trade or what? Because, you know, the answer is not existing.
Exactly. Like, and the carriers are coming.
Yeah, 2 carriers, 1 Tempest, another 3 carriers incoming. Like, mate.
Like, I would be terrified if I was Ryu right now. Like, this is really risky what he's doing. Just like hoping he can keep TriGGeR at home long enough to tech up. Meanwhile, we do have a bit of a warp in here in the main base. I mean, it's not going to deal too much damage. A couple of workers go down. Meanwhile, massive Ling run by gets intercepted.
Yeah, mate. This. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what you guys think. Like, he's playing like his opponent is going for Immortal Archon.
Yeah.
Not for I mean, look, he's another training run by.
Well, this time he does have speed, so maybe he can catch up with the workers. It looks like he will be able to.
10 workers. There's still 4 buildings alive. Oh my god, did you see that? Oof. Just at the last second, TriGGeR's probe return and crash into the building.
At the same time, we have a massive Zealot run by here towards the bottom right-hand side of the map. It looks like this will get cleaned up, but he will also get a bunch of drone kills. Finally, Corruptors are coming out. Ultras are coming out as well. Is it too late is my big question. Will he have enough to hold against the Golden Armada?
I don't know, mate. There's like 5 carriers. 5 carriers. There's 7 carriers currently on the map, and there's more on the way, mate.
Yeah, there is.
Once you have enough carriers, it doesn't matter how much anti-air you have. It's a lot of DPS. Just look at this. Plus the Templars with the storms, mate.
Yeah, TriGGeR, he's going to be able to take down this bottom right-hand base. Meanwhile, all the queens are showing up as well. The queens will definitely help with this, but the storms are landing.
Oh, nice buy from the Ravagers, but not enough DPS, I think.
Yeah,
all the queens are in red now. There's no more Corruptors. There's no more Vipers. Okay, there's the Vipers still, but yeah, no more Corruptors, no more Ravagers.
Yeah, exactly.
And the carriers are still alive.
The carriers are getting a little bit low, so maybe some power bombs can like push them away, but god, they're just dealing so much damage. All the queens are dying. There's only 1 left. The Ultras show up. There's nothing on the ground.
GG, my TriGGeR takes game number 1. In a game that I think is not so much that TriGGeR won and more that Ryu lost.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I think we can all agree there. I think, yeah, it just took Ryu a long time to get to the composition that he needed. I think he was hoping to get a lot more harassing damage done with all those lings that he was making, but he just couldn't. He had far too many roaches. His ultras were late. Typically, when you go for ultras like that, the point of those ultras, they run in, they tank a lot of damage, they get on top of the High Templar, and they kill the High Templar before the storms go down. But the ultras came out after everything was dead. Like, it was a little bit mistimed. GG.
And GG, mate. That's 1-0 for TriGGeR. That's okay. This is a best of 5. So there's still plenty of games ahead that both TriGGeR and Ryu has to win. Yeah, map number 2 is Light Shade.
Romanticide.
I'm sorry, Romantic. Why did I say Light Shade? What is wrong with me, Light?
Light Shade is the one map that we're not going to see because it got vetoed. I don't so I don't know. Oh no. The dimension's sinking in, mate. Oh, Darky, please stay with me.
I also woke up too early today.
Alright, here we go.
And here we go in the bottom right-hand corner of not light shade but romanticide. We have the Peruvian third player. It is Ryu.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Canadian Protoss. He's blue, representing Alpha X. It is TriGGeR.
So, Light, I have to ask. How you holding up?
I have a glass of water.
And I also have to ask, please tell the audience, what's the rest of the schedule for you looking today?
So right after Battle of the Americas, you know what? I can refresh Team Liquid. Let's see how long I have.
You have?
Yes, just
less than 3 hours.
Yes, less than 3 hours is the TSL NA qualifier, and then after that, 7 hours from now is ESL Open Cup Asia, and then after that, like maybe 12 hours from now, 13 hours from now is Demi-C Weekly. So we have 4 tournaments today. So far, because I just woke up and this is the first tournament, like I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. Ask me again by the time ESL Asia pops around. I'm most concerned about whether I'll have enough time to eat something today. I would love to, food is okay. Food is pretty good. I would love to eat.
It's okay, mate. Just chug at their size coffee and you're good to go.
I have no dare iced coffee. I have...
Have another dare iced coffee. Mix it with a little Inca Cola.
Oh... What concoction are you making me brew here? What? Iced coffee with Inca Cola? Oh my god.
Whatever keeps you up, like, whatever keeps you up.
It's gonna do something to me, mate. It's gonna... Oh god. Yeah, it's gonna be...
Tomorrow in newspapers, like young man dies of poison.
It's gonna happen, man. I mean, whatever it takes to get through today. Thankfully, I'm not casting Demi-C Weekly. Steel Mold is gonna be casting that, so I don't have to worry too much. But again, ESL Open Cup Asia, that's what I'm a little bit worried about. I will see if I last that long.
Are you gonna be okay?
Yeah. Look, I had a 12-hour cast. No, sorry, 8-hour cast with Yoda. I can do this. I'll be fine.
You'll be fine, he says.
Yeah. Hey, this is only the beginning, mate. This is the beginning of the end of. This is the beginning of May, mate. The month full of all of StarCraft, DreamHack, ANZ champs, TSL. Oh god, it's gonna.
Today is only the warm up.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Going back to this game, finally, after 3 minutes, we have 2 pretty standards opening for both players. Ryu managed to get into the base and see everything for TriGGeR.
He's still there.
Which is the surprisingly Stargate. Who knew?
Who knew? I mean, this is what I'm concerned about. I don't know what the hell goes through Ryu's mind, but he always lets this map through in ZVP, and this is like one of the most favorite Skytoss maps in the map pool. Romanticide is good. It's so good for Skytoss.
I think I know what he's thinking. Like, he's thinking of going aggressive, because did you see that third?
Oh yeah.
When a third player takes that base as a third, it's because he wants to go very, very aggressive.
Yeah,
very fast.
I mean, I've seen Ryu just dominate Gym Rising on this map. Like, I've seen him go for these crisp Hydra timings. You know, we have a decent amount of Queens as well. I imagine Ryu is not going to allow this game to go on for too much longer, to go to 4 bases and go into that late game. But that all depends on... Okay, never mind. I was going to say, that depends if TriGGeR even goes Skytoss, but we see a second Stargate.
Yeah, he's probably going to go the same route that he did last game, seeing how well it worked. And here we go, like, just like last game, 2 Void Rays just ready to raid some havoc. The tier 1 is on the way. But again, Ryu has, I think, enough wins.
Yeah, he has enough queens, he has spores as well if he did reposition them. He just doesn't want to reposition his goddamn spores. But he should be fine for now. Lair is on the way, so we're gonna see one of two things for Ryu. Either he's gonna go straight into Hydras for a Hydra push, or straight into Spire for a Corruptor push. I've seen him do both. Obviously against Void Rays, Hydra timings hit a little bit faster. Interesting that he doesn't go for +1 range, instead he's going for +1 melee.
Like, what if he does go for Zerglings and a Nidus?
And a Nidus. Ooh, Nidus would be interesting.
Earlier in the game, Ryu went for Overlord Speed. I don't know if you noticed. That smelled like a Nidus to me, like.
He did go for pneumatized Carapace. I will say that in this matchup, you want to go for it just to scout your opponent. I feel like that may be the case. Meanwhile, he is working on the 4th base. That is on the way. Lair is done. We still don't see any tech from Ryu.
Okay, Infestor mainly.
Interesting. Infestation Pit. He did this last time as well, like going for a faster Infestation Pit, doesn't go for Hydrogen or Aspire. This is risky.
Yeah, it is. Definitely, especially because of how last game went and how much Golden Armada TriGGeR managed to build. Oh, he cancelled the 4th. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't need to. It looked like he was just about to push away those Void Rays, but...
Look, what I told you, like, what I told you.
Hey, it's happening.
I told you, like,
wait,
doubt me.
Stormhost? Right? Stormhost Nidus? Is that what we're like that?
No, it's Zergling, man. It's Zergling because of the +1 attack. Zergling Queen.
What the hell's the point of the Infestation Pit? Was it a mistake? Did he get it instead of the Nidus by accident?
Maybe he just wanted to trick his opponent. Oh, look, there's investors. Okay. He wants to fungal when he Nidus to stop the Golden Armada and the Queens just take care of it. Meanwhile, the Zerglings are going to wreak havoc on the bases.
All right, here we go. Zerglings are going across the map. They are going to distract some of the Void Rays. There are more Zerglings here, but mate, the army is here to stop the Zerglings. Also, a bunch of cannons and shield batteries. Oh boy, this is going to be a really difficult position to break. But you know what?
Queen?
Storm isn't done.
Queen Infestor Zergling. Like, it's not bad, but no, it's not enough. Ryu sees it and he's just going home.
Yeah. This is what I mean, man. Like, the 4th base is... Oh no! The Infestors! Oh no! 2 Infestors waddle into their death! Ay. And Ryu, he abandons the Nidus. Like, he's just done. He's going for Hive. Oh no.
He knows the plan failed. He doesn't need the Infestor anymore. No. You're worthless to me. Just die here, please.
Oh no. This is not a good place for Ryu right now. He's turtling up. He's throwing down spines all over the place. We have more Infestors on the way. This is terrifying because you know what? Now TriGGeR, he's going for the Fleet Beacon. He's gonna start those carriers.
Yeah, man. I mean, the game took a different spin, but at the end of the day, it went exactly like the previous game, where TriGGeR just managed to keep building the Golden Armada without any problem at all. TriGGeR's rebuilding investors, actually.
He is.
And he's neural parasites.
That is definitely a way to deal with Skytoss, is to, you know, convert it, right? Have it become part of your army. It is really difficult to pull off though, especially because Ryu knows that they're already High Templar. Like, Infestors are gonna waddle in, try and neural like whatever they can, but they're gonna get feedbacked, right? Like, it's so much easier for that to happen. Like, god.
Yeah, there's feedback. There's a lot of Void Rays who can easily shoot the Infestors.
Yeah.
He's going again for Ultralis Cavern, which I do not like. Like you cannot throw Ultralis up. Otherwise, I will agree, but I don't know, mate. I'm afraid for Ryu this game as well.
Yeah, I feel like now I'm starting to understand maybe some of Ryu's past. So what I mean,
What do you mean, like?
what I mean by that is that Ryu, you know this as well as some of the other regulars here watching right now. Ryu was known as the Lurker King. Like every single ZVP against Skytos, he would go Hydra Lurker Viper whenever he could. And it looks like in more recent times, he's maybe had a little less success with it. He's had a harder time with Hydra Lurker Viper. Going for Corruptor Ultra Viper, like those units serve the same role, right? The Ultras are meant to zone out and deal with the ground army, and the Corruptors deal with the Skytos. But it can be a little bit more difficult to control. Whether or not it scales well also comes into question. Yeah, it looks like Ryu has just completely changed the way he approaches Skytos.
And do you agree with that approach change?
It takes a longer time just because of how much tech you need and how expensive, like gas-wise, everything is. And right now, I feel like Ryu is over-making Ultras. He just made 6. Like 5 more on the way. I feel like that's too much just because of how supply heavy that is. And like right now, Ryu doesn't have enough supply to even make Corruptors. Like he's maxed out. I feel like Ryu had the same problem last game, honestly. Like
too much ground army, too little the shit that shoots up.
Yeah, exactly. To be fair, it was worse in
okay.
game 1.
That's okay. He can suicide a few infestors now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. There's just so much to control, right? Like Corruptors, Ultras, Infestors, and Vipers, and Queens. Like, okay, Ryu, you know, if you think you can do it, let's go.
Yeah, he's about to go. Like, here's all the settlings and buildings and all that is ready to attack the 4th base, the 5th base of TriGGeR, I should say. But mate has a lot of cannons.
It's a lot of cannons, but you know what? That's a lot of Ultras. So it looks like this 5th base will go down. At the same time, TriGGeR doesn't even care. He's pushing out with his Skytos, looking to take down more bases. Oh, maybe. Oh, it does get fungled.
Yeah, nice fungal, but there's nothing else to continue it. That was just a little bit of energy wasted, in my opinion, for nothing.
Well, honestly, TriGGeR doesn't know the lack of anti-air. The fungal came in and TriGGeR's like, oh god damn, I got to turn around, I got to back off. Like he was like Ryu was bluffing kind of in a way.
Yeah, okay, that's okay. TriGGeR 5th base does get destroyed. I don't think he responded at all to that aggression over there.
Yeah. Not at all. Meanwhile, all the links are going to be coming in. A lot of them are being shaved off, which is a good thing. Again, I feel like Ryu needs to get rid of like 1 or 2 of these Ultras as well, and he needs Corruptors. He needs Corruptors so bad.
There we go. Throwing all the Ultras to the 4th base. Let's see how much can they kill. Not much apparently, because there's a lot of voices here.
Yep.
5th base has denied again.
Ryu, he's doing a really good job at keeping TriGGeR on 4 bases. Problem is that TriGGeR's on 4 bases. Because 4 bases is all you need to max out here. TriGGeR, he has his end game Skytos army. He's got his carriers, Tempest, Void Ray, Storm. Ryu is still refining his army.
Yeah, he has 11 Corruptors on the way, which is going to help a lot now. I think he's now going to have a decent number of it to fight the Golden Armada of TriGGeR. But be careful. You don't want to get feedback by those Templars. Yeah,
that's terrifying. Not just the feedbacks, but again, we'll see if these come into play. These bad boys, the Infestors. I'm still skeptical, very skeptical about them, but we'll see. We'll see if Ryu can make some magic happen, if he can land some fungals.
This is the first time someone those chunky units have bad boys.
Oh boy, yo, you know what? The fungals are landing.
Yeah, fungus are landing. Unfortunately, nothing follows up, and Ryu just loses a bunch of Serlings and Berlings to 1 storm. And I think for the next few minutes, the players are going to be just dancing around. See who makes the first critical mistake. I
think this is a good thing for Ryu. Ryu, for the longest time, he just needed time. And he still needs it. He needs a Spore Forest. He has a couple of Spores here and there, but there we go. This is what Ryu really needs to deal with the Skytos. But oh god, fighting Skytos without the Spores, it's so dangerous. Oh god.
One storm wasted. Oh, the fungals on the Templars.
Ooh. Nicely done. And now, because the Templars are slow, the Ultras are going to be coming in. The Ultras want to get on top of the High Templar, and he gets on top of them.
He did get all the Templars, but he lost a couple of the Infestors as well. So this was basically a trade, which I don't know who won that trade at the end of the day.
Yeah.
A couple of Infestors got destroyed by Void Rays, and another one got feedback to death. Like, he just exploded instantaneously. And, oh, these poor devs.
Oh god, the Ultras are really low, which is scary. Like, again, he needs to keep these Ultras alive. Oh, a bunch of Corruptors do get focused down. Oh god. And Ryu is falling apart a little bit. He was kind of caught unawares. He still has a lot of energy for Fungals and for Power Bombs, but yeah, that was not a good engagement.
Oh god, that Templars now have arrived on the scene, and there's nothing here to see them.
Yeah.
They're going to destroy for free.
Aye. There are a lot of spores. None of them are here at the 4th base, or sorry, 7th base. I don't know, the top right-hand base. Finally, they get dealt with. And yo, these spores need to borrow. For you, please.
Another base going down for that template here.
This is one of the most annoying things to deal with as a late game ZVP is the harassing DTs. Oh god, at the same time, some of the Tempests do take out some Corruptors. Boy. And the problem is that, like, if you saw before when Ryu killed all those High Templar, like, that was a really good move, but the problem is that TriGGeR was too close to his bases, so Ryu can't really engage after that. Like, he needs to catch the army in the middle of the map. Oh god. Not the other way around.
Yeah, mate. They're just running in panic, like, help me guys, help me, I can't show up.
Yeah, like, where are the queens? Like, these guys need to be transfused. I
Tries to go for a Templar, does not get it.
You know, these DTs.
And, oh my god, more Templars here, I mean.
Yeah.
I think TriGGeR is starting to disarm Ryu, like, limb by limb.
Ryu needs to calm down. He needs to like get his shit in order, okay? Because he's falling apart, as you said. Oh, catches a bunch of oracles, which is nice. It doesn't really affect like the main bulk of the army though. Oh god.
Look how many cannons here are like that. Plus the shield batteries, not even Ultras and Bailins could bring them down.
Oh boy. Alright, thankfully the Ultras are finally getting transfused. They're being healed up by those queens. The main army is still pretty scary from Ryu. Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while. This is romanticide, people. This is romanticide.
Oh, Bailins over the shield batteries. Those are like... He destroys a little more of the defense of that base, but that base still stands like.
Oh god, he has to be careful.
And now it's getting reinforced. He loses one Viper?
Yeah, one Viper goes down. The Infestors, they're ready to fungal. Ready to maybe catch those High Templar again.
Storming the tumors, why not?
I mean, you have the energy for it, I guess. Oh god, more DTs. No! Get some goddamn stack defense down here, Ryu. Ay.
Look, now Ryu's army is moving to the south to this. Meanwhile, TriGGeR's army, now that he sees the split, is moving in.
Yeah, some of these spores on board as well. All the Vipers, they used up their energy. One of the Fungals do land, and he is like kind of keeping the army a little bit at bay.
What's up with those storms? I'm genuinely curious, like, what's up with the storms and just storming nothing.
Man, he's just flexing on Ryu right now. He's just he just be flexing on his opponent, mate.
Look, mate, I don't need these storms. You can have him.
Oh god.
I think this base is going to fall.
It may. The Ultras are on the way. It's going to take them a little bit of time to get here, but TriGGeR, he could be trapped in the corner of the map. If he commits, and he's going for this round.
Nice storms over the Corruptors, but all the Dark Templar, all the High Templars are gone. No more storms for TriGGeR for a while.
Yeah, exactly. That's the power of the Ultras. Problem is, after the Ultras deal with the High Templar, they can't do much else. Oh, every single fight, every single infestor.
No. He finally fungals the army, but he loses everything instead.
But now the power bombs are landing. The Corruptors are diving on forward. Oh my god, but he goes back to the safety of the shield batteries.
Shield batteries plus cannons plus all the damage that is here. Like, this is not enough, mate.
And this is what makes this is what makes Romanticide hard and difficult, is that these bases are so close to each other. If the Protoss army ever overextends, like we just saw, and the Zerg pounces on top of it, like, their safe defense is so close by. Like, they just have to back off a little bit, and then they're safe.
There we go. The face finally falls. 9 drones kill.
Yeah, the base falls. This base could fall as well. There are a bunch of infestors. They do have a bit of energy, but is it going to be enough?
I don't know, mate. This is starting to get card for Rio.
Yeah.
Like, here comes the Banelings. The Archons are protecting very well the Templars. Not Templars fall to the Banelings so far.
Oh, that they do, but you know what? I believe every single Void Ray has gone down, and now finally the Corruptors do get on top of those carriers, and the recall missed a bunch of carriers.
3 carriers at the end of the day falls down, but Rio lost 23 drones and 2 bases lights.
Yeah, both players took heavy blows there. I do think that Ryu right now has a superior army, but as you said, he lost 2 bases, he's going to lose another. This base is low from earlier, massive Zealot run by. Oh god, and Ryu, he just spent his entire mineral bank.
Yeah, 55 drones versus 67 pros. And mate, I think, look, I love how TriGGeR slowly is transitioning into a more ground-based army now with several Immortals and several of the Archons here.
Yeah, I mean, you need to. You like time and time again, whenever they fight, TriGGeR keeps losing the High Templar to the Ultras. Like, he needs Archons and Immortals to protect them and deal with those Ultralisks.
Mate, there's no answer to the Zealots.
Yeah.
The Zealots just killed 16 drones and the base. It was not a cancel, it was a destroy.
Oh no, and now the ground army's gonna kill another base. Like, oh god, Ryu, he just can't keep up right now. His creep spread has also been deterred. Like, it's not spread at all here towards the south, so every single time he gets caught off guard by the run-bys.
Mate, Rio is gonna be without money soon. That's the main problem here. He has a good army, but he's not gonna be able to rebuild it.
He's broke, mate. He needs to mine. This southern base is the most important base here for Ryu. It's great that he has it, but he needs more. He needs more bases.
Okay, mate. If you're Ryu, what do you do?
I'm Ryu. I spread creep. Right now, that's the thing that he's lacking. He needs to spread creep, and that's why, like, he keeps dying to these run-bys. Like, he doesn't have eyes on the map.
Mate, I have bad news.
There's no queens.
There's one queen. There's one queen. There's in the whole maps, and I think it's on the 4th.
Oh god, hold on. Where are you, queen? There it is. It's here. No, queen. Take her down. No. Oh god.
Okay, the army arrived, so this base is not going to fall yet.
God, even Neurals, all these Immortals just to deal with them, finally cleans everything up. Oh god. But TriGGeR, he's been mining happily for a while. He has his entire half of the map. Oh god.
6 Void Rays, 6 carriers, 5 Tempest, 4 High Templars, mate. Against how many Corruptors? 23 Corruptors. Okay, that's 23 Corruptors, 5 Vipers, 5 Infestors. They can win, but it's going to be hard, mate.
Yeah, it definitely is. And the problem, again, the problem is the supplies, right? Like, Ryu cannot remake an army if he loses it. And meanwhile, TriGGeR can. And at the end of the day, that's what it's going to come down to. TriGGeR could lose a fight. I don't think Ryu can win, even if that happens. That's the problem. Oh, boy. More of the creep is being dealt with. At the same time, the Ultra's are going to try and deny this base here, and they may do it, you know, which is great and all, but again, TriGGeR, he's the one with money to spend.
Yeah, they don't. There's nothing here to answer. Everything is cancelled. A little victory for Ryu, but it's not enough. He needs a lot more of that. Oh man, the investors, thank God there's not a server.
Oh yeah. It would be disastrous.
Okay, that was cute. That was a nice parasite there to take over this army.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to clean this up, which is great, but you know, here comes the Skytos. And the Skytos is what's terrifying right now, and I don't think there's an answer. The Infestors aren't here either to Fungal. They just wasted, or they used up their energy in the south with those Neurals. And another base falls. Honestly, I feel like TriGGeR is respecting Ryu's position a lot right now, and it's understandable, but I do think that at this point he could just keep pushing. And I don't think Ryu can stop him. Well, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, TriGGeR, he's kind of trapped here in the corner of the map. I say that, looks like he may be able to escape.
Ryu's committed. Ryu is trying to pincer this army. But let's be honest, there's not a lot to pincer here. Like, all the Zerlings and all the Ultralists are now gone.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't even get to destroy the Nexus.
The Nexus survives. There aren't enough Corruptors to just keep pushing forward. Ryu has bought enough time where he's closed the gap a little bit when it comes to supplies. Like, his army is getting bigger, it's getting stronger. Finally, the Infestors show up as well. We'll see.
There we go, round two.
Yeah, but round two is gonna have shield batteries.
Oh my god. Alright, there we go. Zerlings are trying to get over to surround the land army, and they do. But there's a lot of air army here, like.
That there are. The power bombs are landing, which is great. The Neurals on the carriers as well. The Corruptors are trying to push on forward. They're trying to focus down whatever they can, but GG gets called.
Yeah, man. It was too much Protoss, too much DPS for that Zerg army. So 2-0 late. We are 2-0 in these upper bracket finals. Remember, whoever wins this, he qualifies for the Super Series.
This is true. This is very true. Oh boy. And we'll see. Ryu, he needs to bring it back here and now. And I know he has it in him. I know he does. I kind of want him to go back to his roots. I want him to go for these Hydra pushes again that he would go for early on. Oh boy, he just keeps allowing TriGGeR to get into that late game, to get into the Skytos. To be fair, it's not completely his fault. This game, he did want to go for the Nidus, if you recall. It just fell apart. I still remember those poor Infestors that waddle into their death at the beginning of the game. Yeah, feels bad, man.
You as a Zerg, you feel it in your heart.
Yeah. Also, I apologize I didn't get to say it earlier, but shout out to Whoopi Gold Zerg. Question mark.
That's a really good name.
For subscribing to the channel 2 months in a row. We appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Oh boy.
Here we go, loading map number 3, 2000 atmospheres. Which I'm gonna say, this is my least favorite map in the map.
Really?
I don't like it.
Even more than Beckett Industries?
I love Beckett Industries.
Oh.
I like it as a player. Because I can turtle, I mean, I can turtle here very easily in that map. But here, I don't like it. There's too much room for drops. I don't like the way the way the corridors turn and the many corners over here, and I don't know. It's too open in the wrong position, too close in the wrong position, too easy to drop. No. I try to veto every time I play a tournament.
Which has become more frequently recently. It's nice to see. Nice to see. But here we are. We are spawning in on 2,000 atmospheres ALE, and in the top right-hand corner, he's up 2-0 in this best of 5 series. We have the Canadian Protoss. He's yellow, representing Alpha X. It is TriGGeR.
And here on the bottom left-hand corner of the map, the red shirt player coming from Italy, but he's from Peru. It is Ryu.
Also, I want to give a quick shout out as well to El Mundanito. El Mundanito in the chat. He said, never drive if you take Inca Cola plus coffee, or you're gonna drive to your death.
Is he speaking from? My question is he speaking from experience?
It's. I'm sure he is. Inca Cola plus coffee. That sounds like too much caffeine. That's and sugar. It's just gonna destroy you. It's.
I mean, some people might need it today.
It's true. Oh boy. Speaking of people who might need it, Ryu has been having a hard time here. We are on 2,000 atmospheres. This is a pretty large map as well, kind of similar to Romanticide, except the big difference is that there is a much larger area throughout the center of the map. You can catch out armies, you can have more decisive battles. It isn't anywhere near as turtly as Romanticide, so maybe he'll have a better chance here.
Whoa. Light. So someone just disrespected me in the chat. Isotop says, Beckett Industries suck. How dare you? How dare you? That map is golden.
Yeah, all you gotta do is just turtle up, mate. You know, just don't die to the early aggression. That's it.
To be honest, I'm pretty sure that the last game that I played on that map, I lost it. So.
Oh god. I think.
Yeah, by the way, I just say like I've been playing more tournaments lately.
Yeah.
I'm slowly getting into it, and my ass has been getting kicked. Like, I think I played like 4 or 5 events lately. I have only advanced 1 round.
It's one of those things where I feel like you may be going through a midlife crisis, you know, like you're playing right? Again, you know, you've hit your 40s, you know, you want to be with the young kids, just like back in the day. No, but it's really cool to see you playing again. It's really cool.
2 years ago I was 4K. Today I'm 3,300.
What the years do to you, man. Feels bad, man.
I mean, to be honest, that's probably it. The game is too fast for me. Like, I cannot keep up. It's too hard. Like, I'm gonna cry.
It's the same scenario for me. I don't think that I'm slower, but I feel like, you know, the skill levels have increased. 2 years ago, I was 4.5k, and now I'm 3.8. Like, I have dropped a lot as well. It's sad. when you know how good you used to be, you know, and it's like, oh god, what happened? Like, I know I can do better. I know I've got it in me. But all right.
Yeah, mate. Mm-hmm. Returning to this game, we have basically the same thing that the previous 2 games. Like 3 bases Stargate for TriGGeR, like 3 bases, nothing for you. You know, the difference is TriGGeR opened with a Oracle.
Yeah, and we see he hasn't been able to find any damage with it. Thankfully for Ryu, TriGGeR has decided to switch things up, but I may have spoken too soon, because this is pretty interesting. This is a much faster +1 flyer attack than he has gone for in any other game.
Mate, do you think mass void race instead of carriers?
Yeah, I want to say yes. Like, he's skipping a lot to go for this +1 flyer attack. I would love to see him go into a fast Flux Veins. I would also hate it. So, oh boy. The Void Rays are revealed. There we go. 2 more Void Rays are on the way. TriGGeR is going to be looking to maybe deny this 4th base, maybe commit and try and go toe-to-toe with the Queens. Oh boy. It's going to have a lot of Void Rays.
Yeah.
There's a Fleet Beacon.
Okay, we'll see how he goes.
Yeah, it does get scouted.
Fought Void. Oh, nice. So Ryu sees everything that he needs to see and he can prepare a counter. Which is not too much surprising seeing his opponent make the exact same thing the previous 2 games. And now look, Ryu is making a much faster Spire.
Well, he has to. So this is important. He scouted the fast Fleet Beacon, which is faster than any other game. Production on the Stargate stopped. And this is so smart. This is so smart by TriGGeR. Okay, so it looked like TriGGeR was going to go into either Fast Tempest or Fast Carrier. Like, we've seen Mike and Jim Rising, even Zest and Parting do this recently. But he got scouted, and TriGGeR knows he got scouted. After he killed the Overlord, immediately starts and throws down all these gateways.
That's a lot of gateways, like.
Yeah.
9 gateways being built right now.
That's crazy, man. And what's gonna happen? Man, he's gonna warp in like an insane amount of zealots, and there's gonna be nothing on the ground. Oh god!
Oh my god! A mothership!
Wow. He's going full Protoss right now. Ryu goes in, he scouts, like, nicely done by Ryu. He goes in for a second scout. He confirms not just the carriers are on the way, but also all these gateways. Now Ryu has a better idea of what he should be going for. He is still going for Corruptors, which he does need for anti-air, but he shouldn't neglect his ground army now.
Yeah, like roaches, like and quick now, because the thing is he does not have any idea about the mothership. That is going to be the surprise of this game. Do you remember? I think it was in the beginning of. I don't remember if it was the beginning of Legacy of the Void or during Wings of Liberty, but there was a bug. There was a bug for a little time that sometimes when the first mothership was being built, finished building, the game would lag for a second.
Yeah.
So if you were just playing and suddenly you saw a lag that had no explanation, you know your opponent just built a mothership.
Yeah, that was in Wings of Liberty, because when the mothership popped out, it cloaked everything around it, and that would cause the lag. Oh god. But yeah, oh boy, mothership is out, army is pushing out as well. I don't know if you noticed, but Ryu was trying to go for a Nidus. That's not going to come into play. Like, Ryu needs to defend. Like,
yeah.
TriGGeR's here.
Yeah, I mean, Ryu has a bunch of roaches. I saw 20 roaches in the building tab just right now. So the question is this enough army? Is this enough army to push Ryu's army? I think it is. I think this is enough. But here comes the mothership. Yeah, now the cloud begins.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the Corruptors, they're doing a really good job at focusing down the Void Rays. All the Void Rays are going to fall, and now the carriers are naked.
Ooh. Did you see the focus on TriGGeR on that Overseer and how Ryu saved it with the Queens?
The transfuse, mate. Oh my god.
That was super important. Oh, the mothership goes down. Like, mate, Ryu has all the momentum in 197 supply versus 130.
Yeah, exactly. Ryu is maxed out now. He's throwing down a Nidus as well, so we can reinforce with all these Queens as they all waddle into the Nidus. Oh my god, this is beautiful here for Ryu. Ryu takes out the 4th base, and now he can keep pushing into the 3rd.
Mate, I think we're going to game number 4.
My god, I didn't believe, mate.
I think it will.
Yeah, Ryu did a really good job at scouting his opponents. TriGGeR was trying to be really cheeky, taking up as fast as possible, but mate, you cannot pull that off against Ryu as Ryu dives on forward. There's barely any Void Rays, and that means these Corruptors, they can focus down the carriers.
Oh, watch out. He's actually losing quite a lot of Corruptors now.
Yeah,
but okay, the ground army is huge for Ryu. All the ground army is gone. His army is going to be down any moment. There's still a million Queens here, and TriGGeR is starting to lose his carriers now.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. There's nothing left. Only carriers. The base falls. All the workers fall as well. He even sits in a bunch of bios and GG gets called.
Ryu takes it, and we are going to game number 4 lights.
Ooh, TriGGeR was having too much fun there. TriGGeR was trying to be a little bit too cheeky, taking up as quickly as possible, going for that early push, and he was punished for it. Thankfully, it's not just that TriGGeR was being cheeky, but Ryu was very diligent with his scouting, making sure he knew what TriGGeR was going for. Also, I do want to give a quick shout out to some of the Southeast Asian boys in the chat. I saw Ranger at the start of the broadcast, which is crazy. I'm pretty sure Ranger didn't go to sleep. I see Mio Micah as well. Like, mate, do you guys really wake up at 7 a.m. on a Sunday? What's going on with you guys? Oh my god.
May says the guy who wake up at 5.
Yeah, but I'm it's for passion though, you know. Also, I woke up at 4.
And are they not passionate?
I guess so. I guess they are. And I woke up at 4:30 a.m. Thank you very much. I want to give everyone an update. The sun is finally coming up.
Yay, son. Come on, light. Come on, light. Get that vitamin D.
I mean, I have the curtains closed, so the sun isn't hitting me. I don't have the D.
You heard it here first, mate. They don't have the D.
Oh god. Alright. Here we go.
Game number 4 is loading, like Oxide. The most standard map in the map pool, I think.
Of course you would say that. Of course.
I mean, do you disagree?
Here we go, spawning in on Oxide, the most Terran favored map in the map pool. We have the Peruvian Zerg player. He is blue, representing himself. He is seamless, but he does put a point on the board. It is Ryu.
And here on the top right side hand corner of the map, the yellow Protoss from Canada, playing for Alpha X. This is TriGGeR.
Oh boy. All right, and hopefully Ryu is able to.
Yeah? No, mate. Yeah. Before we discuss anything about the game, please explain yourself. What do you mean the most Terran favorite map?
Really? Are you really? That's what Oxide is. You know, there's plenty of amazing places for tank positions. That's probably the biggest thing here on this map, more so than any other map. So yeah, this is pretty good for Terran.
Okay then, which map in the map pool do you think is most standard then?
Most standard. It depends what you mean by standard. Like,
I mean, like,
Romanticide is the most macro map, if you want to put it in those terms. But because it's the most macro map, like, it does favor, you know, Sky Tussle as well, right? Like, it depends on how you look at it.
Depends on what race you play.
Exactly. There you go. There you go. Oh god.
Very well. Very well. You can now talk about this game.
I was about to say, like, Ryu, hopefully he's able to take some momentum from the last game, right? Finally, he takes a win, right? And he was struggling so much in this series. He was in like a 30-minute game on Romanticide as well, which can be soul crushing to lose a game after that long. So finally, after that win, hopefully he's feeling a little bit better about himself and maybe get into this swingy and go to the ace match.
Yeah, I hope he does. I want to see Rio advance, you know, Latin America all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And with the previous game, he has demonstrated that he can do it. You know, this is not going to be just an easy walkover for TriGGeR.
Oh yeah, exactly. TriGGeR has to take this a little more seriously. I doubt we're going to see that fast Fleepy can play again. It's if it gets scouted, like, it can be shut down. As we saw, Ryu is capable of doing it, and he actually slips in with his links. Oh my. my god.
Yeah, there was nothing at that door. The stalker was not ready. Even if the stalker was ready, I don't think it was a full wall. So yeah, I don't think TriGGeR is going to lose anything, but those settings are going to be just a little bit annoying. Plus, Ryu get to see Stargate again.
Yes. Big surprise, I know. Shock horror. There is Skytoss coming out here for TriGGeR. Oh boy, and we'll see what Ryu's response is going to be on a map like Oxide. I wouldn't be opposed to some more Nidus play, to be honest. I think that was really cool to see. I can't imagine we're going to see Hydras because he just hasn't gone for it this series at all. It's just Ryu's done with that, which is sad. It's the end of an era for Ryu. Feels bad, man.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you noticed the nice pickup by Ryu. He delayed it a little bit extra by destroying the prop that was going to put it. So just a few seconds and just one prop, but you know, every little point matter here. This, especially in these high level games.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll always remember what like TLO said. TLO, he always talks a lot about like self-improvement to when it comes to competitive play, and talking about how, like, you know, in a day, like even if you feel like 1 or 2 or 3% better, like at the highest level of play, like that matters, like that all adds up. And really that's what it comes down to between some of the best in the world. So oh boy,
speaking of mattering, TriGGeR is shuffling things here. Like only one Void Ray and nothing else coming out from the Stargate. And now he's building a Robo and he's building a lot of Warp Gates.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out because he's going all in. He completely pulled out of gas. He's going for a massive charge all in with this Warp Gate. This needs to be scouted, otherwise Ryu's dead. Ryu goes in, he sees...
And he will.
Yeah. He sees no gases at the natural. He should see that there's no gas being mined in the main base, and he should realize what's happening. A lot of shoulds there.
I love where that overload came from. You saw where that overload came from.
Yeah.
You was near the corner of the map. He was just waiting for overload spirits to finish, so that overload will not be able to be picked up by the Void Ray earlier.
Yeah. I'm a little bit concerned though, like, because the push is happening now. Does Ryu have enough time to respond? He's making a bunch of roaches. He's making a spine at each base. He has a decent amount of queens. Is it going to be enough?
We'll see. The attack is starting right now. Charge is about to finish, but the roaches are about to pop out.
Yeah, the queens are coming down the ramp as well. The Void Ray will fall, but the chargers are getting on top of the queens at the third base. Oh god, they all go down.
This is a great choke for
can he get the Warp Prism? Can he get the Warp Prism? He gets it!
He does. That's huge. Now all he has to do is to get rid of these Stellas. Does not matter anything else.
It cost the life of every single one of his queens, but it was well worth it, and with good enough micro and good enough kiting, which Ryu does have, Ryu is able to hold.
Now, mate, Ryu has all the momentum, 70 supply versus 100.
Oh, exactly. He should go across the map. What's scary is that TriGGeR is still all in. He's remaking that Warp Prism. He has not probed up at all after that push. He's going back in. There we go. Finally, pro production has restarted. Oh boy, and Ryu, I love this. He's going for a Nidus.
No. I all in you.
Exactly. Oh god, it's just that there's a lot of pressure on Ryu to counterattack, right? And the best way to do it is with everything you have, and getting the queens across the map with that Nidus is going to be huge. Meanwhile, the War Prism has been remade and TriGGeR is back with another massive wave of zealots. Oh god.
Here we go. Round 2. It's about to begin. This is a lot of zealots.
Yeah.
Charge is done, and Ryu supply block. This is really bad.
Yeah, this is really bad. Ryu has to be careful not to get surrounded. The zealots are going straight into the natural base. Oh my god. And he could even get the Roach Warren from here. We'll see what he decides to do as the Nidus goes into the main.
Ooh, a lot of... I think there are like 20 zealots here on the base.
Yeah. There's a lot of zealots, mate. I think there may be too many zealots, to be honest. I don't know if Ryu can deal with this.
Oh, mate, this around.
Yeah, the roaches are getting surrounded, mate. There are just far too many zealots here. This is all being dealt with. Another massive warp in. The Warp Prism was not dealt with, and I think that TriGGeR has too much.
Maybe. I mean, on the other side of the map, the Nidus. I mean, the Nidus finishes, but I don't think anything came out.
There's nothing coming out. There are a lot of roaches just barely popping out for Ryu. Honestly, I'm surprised Ryu was actually able to save almost every single one of his drones that were in the main base. Like, I'm so impressed. And the War Prism went down to the Queens.
Man, I think this is over. I mean, it was a nice attack by TriGGeR, but the problem is that once TriGGeR was on top of the ramp, he couldn't get down.
Yeah.
He could not get down, and he was just trapped over there. And the Teco of Ryu is on the lower base, not on the top base.
Yeah, honestly, I'm so impressed. I thought that Ryu was dead. Like, we saw that surround in the main. Like, TriGGeR was winning the fight, but as we saw, Ryu, he only lost 2 workers. Like, his worker count is insane, and he can keep producing. He can keep making nothing but roaches, and he's going across the map.
Yeah, mate. There's not much that TriGGeR can do. He still hasn't made any extra drone probes to get gas, so all he has is cells.
I'm just so impressed by Ryu's crisis management. I think that's the best way to put it, right? like things were going really bad for him, and calmly, like, you know, he was able to keep producing, keep macroing, keep all his drones alive, right? Just keep going. He knew what he needed to do to win the game, to hold, and so far he's been doing beautifully. He's being held here, but here we go, another Nidus in the main. Oh, but it looks like it's not gonna go up.
Yeah, TriGGeR sees it. Not gonna finish, but I don't think it's not matter. Look at that huge roach army that is now attacking TriGGeR still base.
Yeah, exactly. There's just so many roaches here. Nothing but zealots, and zealots are pretty good. As we saw, they almost won TriGGeR the game. Is it going to be enough to deal with all these roaches? Nice stutter stepping here by Ryu.
Nice micro with those zealots and the War Prism, so just to try to get a little bit around. But now there's too much roach now. TriGGeR has lost too much.
Yeah, that was also really intense. Like, again, if Ryu just A-moved, then he would have lost the fight. But really nice stutter stepping. GG gets called, and we are going to the ace match. Wow. Wow.
Do you have faith in your fellow Peruvians again?
I have faith. I'm ready for it to be stripped away. I'm ready.
How dare you?
Let's go. We're tied up 2-2. We are going to that ace match.
Yeah, game number 5 is going to be on Blackburn Light.
Oh boy.
By the way, hello to Cookies. Is Light going to be alive after this? F is his response. I agree.
Shout out to Milk and Cookies. He's going to be joining me for the TSL broadcast right after this.
Oh, for the TSL broadcast. I thought I could leave now.
No, you're stuck with me, mate. You're stuck with me. Oh god. But yes, Milk will be joining me for TSL. Which starts in 2 hours. So we still got plenty of time. We're good.
I mean, there's still 2 best of 5s to play.
It's true.
But it's okay. They got Jim Rising. Oh no, but they got Neo as well. That's
yeah. That's what I was thinking, mate.
But that's a problem for another time. For now, we have game number 5 in this upper bracket series. The winner of this advances to the mid-season playoffs in I think next month is played. I'm not sure when is it played, but here we go. In the right hand corner of the map, the Peruvian third player, color red here in this game. This is Ryu.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Canadian Protoss. He is blue, representing Alpha X. It is TriGGeR. It all comes down to this. It's gonna be on Blackburn. Ryu, take the goddamn gold.
Why?
What the?
Because do you want him to win or to lose?
Ryu, why is your natural not at the gold base? All right, that's all I have to say.
Please tell me that when you play CVP on this map, you take the gold first.
I try to. It depends. If the Protoss denies my natural base, I take the gold. That's what I do. Boy,
You're
otherwise,
cheeky.
otherwise it's my third base. There are some cheeky things to do. Something that I have seen in ZVT is the Zerg player taking the gold base as their third, but not this gold. This gold.
Wait, what?
And they go for a big roach all in, and roaches and queens are morphed in here and across the map, and then you like go in, and oh god, it's beautiful. It's amazing.
I have yet to see it. Like that's a new strategy for me.
Yeah,
Taking the enemy gold to rush him.
Yes. With roaches and queens.
Who does that?
I saw that,
who does that
during the ANZ Champ qualifiers. We saw that Ice, an Australian random player, whipped that out. It was very random indeed.
Player, wow. He's like the second random player alive in the world.
Oh god. But we'll see how things go here. We'll see if TriGGeR can miss the Skytoss. I know Skytoss isn't amazing on this map just because of the slow zones. You can be caught out. The rush distance by ground is really small as well, so queen pushes can hit a little bit harder on this map. So yeah, and TriGGeR has been mixing things up. You know, we could see something other than Void Rays.
I don't know, mate. Especially like coincidentally in the games that he mixed things up, those are the games that he lost.
Very true.
So maybe now that we are on the ace match, he wants to play a little more standard. I should hope.
I should rephrase it then. I want him to mix things up so he loses. So. Oh god, but we'll see. We'll see.
I see your self-bias popping up.
All the biases, mate. All the biases. I mean, to be fair, as you said, Ryu has won every single time he's gone double Stargate Void Ray. So why stop? Right? Like, he's tried stopping. He's tried going for other builds now that he has had like the series advantage. But we see where that has taken him. Now we're in the ace match. Maybe he should stick to what he's good at. Maybe he should stick with what's been winning him games.
We'll see. So far, standard, like Stargate, Fish Void Ray. Void Ray is not going to start hunting overlords around. And look, just like last game, Ryu is going to deny it to the base.
Oh yeah. He delays it that little bit longer. This time the Void Ray did stay at home for TriGGeR, so he does defend the probe. He does end up expanding. And now we'll see what TriGGeR has planned. What does he have in store for us? He does have a second Void Ray on the way. Is taking his gases. Is still continuing to mine gas, thankfully. There it is. Double Stargate.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a more standard Golden Armada this game. Void Rays into carriers, into other stuff. But the crux of it is again going to be that air Protoss armor.
Oh boy, exactly. And we'll see if Ryu is able to scout it. At the moment, he hasn't gone in to confirm. He does have an Overlord, and it is headed towards that main base with pneumatized carapace, so he will be able to scout everything there is to see. Confirms a third as well. Meanwhile, the Void Rays are trying to hit the third base of Ryu, but the Queens are in position. Uh-oh.
Oh, nice. Two others managed to get in 3 probes going down. And that's a couple of settings, but a couple of settings is not enough to stop 2 adepts. The queens have to return.
Yeah, the queens are pulled out of position to deal with these adepts. Thankfully for Ryu, TriGGeR didn't have his Void Rays ready to dive in again. Otherwise, maybe they would have been able to deal some more damage. But the adepts do get dealt with in the end. And yeah, that Void Ray production is on the way. Hopefully this time TriGGeR doesn't go for another fast fleet beacon. I mean, otherwise it would already be up by now. And Ryu is aware. Once again, Ryu is going for that infestation pit.
Yeah. Again, with that infestation pit, I think he's going to go for Roach Infestor because of the Roach pit that he's
Yeah.
upgrading.
Like, this is what he tried to do on Romanticide, if you remember. And he even tried to do it in game 1. We've never seen it work. we have not seen it work yet today. Maybe in the ace match, maybe Ryu will have a little bit more luck. Maybe.
Yeah. Look at the bright side, like he's taking the gold like he wishes.
Yeah, but the Void Rays are also here on the transfuse. Can he save his queens? And he does barely save it, but he doesn't have a lot of energy. Oh my god, queen, please.
Okay, the queen finally goes down, but all these Void Rays are getting low. Be careful, be careful. Oh, he lost one Void Ray. Okay, one queen for one Void Ray. I'll take it all day long.
Nicely done there by Ryu. TriGGeR overextending a little bit, but he does come in with a couple more Void Rays. He wants to take down that 4th.
Holy shit, mate. We're seeing Swarmhorse being built.
Mate, Ryu, he's harnessing his inner Cham. Cham used to do this all the time against Protoss, and Swarm Hosts are on the way. If you remember, I was talking about it on Romanticide, but we did see those infestors. Swarm Hosts can do a really good job, maybe on this map as well, like, you know, straight into the main base from this like little alcove. We'll see. It's going to be tricky. They have to make sure they don't get caught out by the Void Rays.
Yeah, that's a super important part. You lost it. You lost the Swarmhawk. You lose all the investment that you made this game, because mate, Swarmhawks are not cheap.
Yeah, they're very expensive. Very expensive. Oh boy.
Nidos now on the way. So yeah, this is the correct way to go. Nidos Swarmhawks. The question is, where is he going to Nidos to?
Yeah, he has a couple of lings out on the map. He does have a changeling in the in the natural base. So there are a couple of options for him. Boy. And you know what? He confirms that the gold base is being taken.
Yeah, gold base, one of the most easier targets to hit with this Swarmhawks, and we would know that the huge DPS that Swarmhawks has. Like they could take it out very easily. Oh, let's see the army moving around.
No, the Nidus. Wow, I imagine TriGGeR didn't even expect to see that. He's like going in to deal with the roaches and like, oh my god, a Nidus, nice, let's just take it out. And that does slow down the Swarm Host. And you know what? Carriers are already on the way. Oh boy, oh boy.
Warp Prison setups into Rion's main. And okay, roaches managed to get in, so these setups won't do much damage, but oh no.
Yeah, the Locusts are dropped. Overcharge is being used to keep the Nexus alive, and it is just barely. The Locust Wave does get cleaned up.
Man, I'm always surprised whenever I see the overcharge use and how good it is. Like, no, man.
Oh god, it's pretty amazing, mate. It's pretty amazing.
Blizzard, please.
And what I'm afraid of right now is I don't know if Ryu has enough anti-air. Oh my god, we see a massive counterattack here at the gold base. Ryu is trying to deal with it. Carriers are coming out. There are queens, but they're a little bit slow. They need to catch up with the rest of the army.
This is an interesting trade because TriGGeR is basically forfeiting the ground defenses on his base to counterattack across Ryu's bases. And the question is going to be enough that counterattack, that trade of land versus air?
Yeah, that is the real question. Meanwhile, like Ryu is fighting really well here, wastes a lot of those storms as all the High Templar go down and there's no energy left on the remaining one. The Zealots are going to be able to kill this base, but TriGGeR is also losing his own bases.
Yeah, mate. 20 props going down and more props are falling out. This base is gone, but Ryu also lost his gold.
Yeah, but you know what? Roaches will be able to defend and the Zealots will be cleaned up. Meanwhile, Ryu is not done. His Locusts are going towards that gold base and the overcharge was already wasted. Keep going, puppy. Keep going.
I don't know, mate. That's a lot of Protoss army and there's not much here for Ryu. Just a couple of queens.
Ooh, nice feedbacks as well. I was about to say, the queens with all that energy to transfuse, I think Ryu would have been able to take that fight, but the feedbacks do change things and TriGGeR will hold. Not just hold. Oh my god, Ryu was all in.
That was a GG. So congratulations, TriGGeR. You qualify for the mid-season playoffs as in the upper bracket as the first place of the Battle of the Americas Qualifier.
Yeah. I'm just quickly keeping an eye on the worker count here. I mean, they were both on equal worker count at the end of that game. I guess I underestimated how much damage those zealots were really doing and the position they were forcing Ryu in. What's important is that Ryu was able to deal a lot of damage on the ground. I don't think he killed a single carrier. And the carrier count was getting higher and higher, and he didn't have like corruptors or hydras or anything to do with them. GG.